Tesla stock is up about 5% at the time of recording this video. That means, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please, Tesla stock is $242.55 per share. Holy guacamole, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I think there's better things to come, but this is a damn good start for Tesla stock investors. Here in this video, we will go over all of the breaking news you need to know, what Wall Street is saying about Tesla, what the option activity and much more is doing today in Tesla stock. So let's start here. B of A Securities, Bank of America Securities, raised their target price on Tesla to $260 per share from $220, and they are maintaining their buy rating. You'll start to see this happen as Tesla stock starts to go higher. Wall Street loves to chase. This is what happened with Nvidia. This has happened with all of your big tech essentially over the last 12 months or so. And it's very much like a snowball effect. As more firms start to raise price targets and more firms raise price targets, people chase and then they chase some more. And by the time you know it, everyone's just looking at Tesla. And that's a little bit of what's happening today. People are really starting to look at Tesla and they're going, are we missing something? Are we not seeing what's in front of us? And I think as people, these firms start to look at Tesla in another light, they're going, wow, the rest of this year could be an improvement. 2025 could be a stellar year for Tesla. Maybe there is some room for upside here, considering Tesla stock is still down about 45% from all-time highs. Even one of your lowest price targets on Tesla stock by any firm on Wall Street, Guggenheim's, they're even raising their price target today. This article says Guggenheim's adjust price target on Tesla to $134 per share from $126 per share. They maintain their sell rating. TD Cowen raises their Tesla price target to $180 per share from $160 per share. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives says we are raising our price target on Tesla from $275 back to $300. New bull case of $400. We believe the Tesla demand story has made a significant turn for the positive heading into the second half of 2025. Tesla AI story could be worth $1 trillion or more and is the most undervalued AI name in our view. Wolf Research alludes to Tesla's energy business as a, quote, sleeping giant. Wolf Research says, has Tesla's sleeping giant finally awoken? Normally our focus, and most investors, is squarely on the auto business. But this quarter, Tesla reported very strong numbers in energy storage, deploying 9.4 gigawatt hours in Q2 and up 132% versus Q1. This reflects a combination of Megapack and utility grade and Powerwall residential grade storage systems. And notice what they say here. Most investors focus squarely on Tesla's auto business. Just wait until investors start focusing on Tesla's AI business. You haven't seen nothing yet for Tesla stock. Like literally nothing at all. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video coming out at 8 p.m. tonight. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Wolf Research goes on to say, assuming 80% are for Megapack, this could support close to $4 billion in energy segment revenues for Q2, far above consensus of $2 billion. And with this being Tesla's most profitable segment with 20% gross margins, that alone could boost Q2 EPS by $10 a share versus the street. To be clear, energy storage deployments can be lumpy, so we'd caution against re-rating the Q2 results. But taking a step back, Tesla appears to be hitting their stride in this segment, and looking ahead, we think the opportunity here is much bigger than most investors realize, especially with respect to Megapack. I mean, finally, someone understands. If we really want to transition to sustainable energy, if we want to make the grid more reliable, how do you think that happens? That happens with massive batteries. And that's Tesla's business with Megapack. I mean, if you want to deploy a field or car parking lot of solar panels, you need some damn batteries for that, right? Unless you're directly connected to the grid, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to begin with. Tesla's energy business is going to be massive, let alone everything else. And again, I think it's even more exciting that Tesla is seeing this potential re-rating over the past 2 days or so, mostly based on energy. That energy deployment number really shocked a lot of Wall Street. Yes, deliveries coming in better. It looks like the trajectory of Tesla can, get better from here. But if that is causing this, again, just wait for the AI re-rating that Tesla will see soon. It looks like Nancy Pelosi sold 2,500 shares of Tesla last week at a price under $185, worth about $450,000 at the time. So yeah, it doesn't look like Nancy Pelosi or her husband, Paul Pelosi, have any kind of inside information on Tesla, at least, because that was a really bad timed sell. And as Sawyer Merritt says, remember, this is all Elon's fault. In Tesla's update 2024.26, they are adding YouTube Music, Amazon Music, parental controls, weather forecast, and air quality, navigate to sub-destinations, and schedule charge and preconditioning. And Elon Musk does confirm that the only publicly traded stock he owns is Tesla. Polestar announced yesterday they delivered 13,000 EVs in Q2 of 2024, down 18% year over year. GM announced yesterday that the company sold a record amount of EVs in Q2 2024, with 21,930 units being sold. And just to remind you, Tesla option investors are the most bullish in more than 3 years. According to data compiled by Bloomberg, this is something that you would call forward-looking position, since options profit on what is going to happen. So the fact that investors are this bullish in the options market suggests Tesla stock could rally quite a bit further from here. Because again, most of the option buying is done by hedge funds and institutions, which again is pretty interesting considering StockTwits. This tends to be more of a retail investor's tool, more of a retail investor's way of judging other retail investors' sentiment. You can see sentiment for Tesla today is extremely bearish at 22. That's more bearish than yesterday when you were at 28, which was just bearish. Today, message volume is higher. It's extremely high at 80. Yesterday, it was only high at 74, and the participation ratio is high at 55. So what this tells me is you're actually seeing big money positioning into Tesla that is driving Tesla stock higher. Just wait until retail starts to capitulate and buy back into Tesla, because I would argue a lot of retail investors that are over on StockTwits that are saying bearish things about Tesla that are bearish is because they probably sold a lot lower than today's prices. Okay, they probably sold at like 180, 170, 160, 150, and they're frustrated. Tesla's almost a $250 stock now in just a couple of days. So I do think this can help fuel higher prices for Tesla over the next coming weeks, especially when you get to Tesla's earnings on July 23rd and then the Robotaxi event on August 8th. It was reported yesterday that Rivian and Volkswagen are reportedly in talks to significantly increase their collaboration on hardware and joint vehicle production. But Rivian rebutted that today, saying it has no plans to produce vehicles with Volkswagen after a media report said the US electric vehicle maker was in early talks with the German automaker to extend a recent partnership beyond software. It is also being reported that Tesla has extended their free FSD transfer offer until September 30th from August 31st. Elon Musk will attend as the keynote speaker at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference, WAIC, in Shanghai, China. He will speak via the online internet. Tesla will display the Gen 2 humanoid robot Optimus at the Pudong World Expo Exhibition Hall in Shanghai, China. This will take place between July 4th and July 7th. Tesla China has changed the delivery period of the Model 3 and the Model Y as followed. Now you see the Model 3 delivered in 1 to 4 weeks from previously being 1 to 6 weeks, and the Model Y being delivered in 1 to 3 weeks, previously being 1 to 6 weeks. So this likely means that Tesla is ramping up production again in China after slowing down a little bit. Tesla Chan says Tesla, under Tom Zhu's leadership, Tesla China will show good production in Q3 at Giga Shanghai. Look forward to it. And it is being reported that Tesla Korea delivered 5,293 vehicles to customers in June. This resulted in 11,178 deliveries during the second quarter. It is the first time that this number has exceeded 10,000 in a single quarter, and now around 81,000 Teslas have been registered in South Korea. And just to show you the size and scale of Tesla's energy business and just how fast it's starting to ramp up, Tesla began the groundbreaking of its Megapack factory in Lathrop, California, just in September of 2021. At that time, the annual distribution was 4 gigawatt hours. Tesla is now on track to achieve 40 gigawatt hours, 10 times that size seen in just 2021. We will also start running the Shanghai Megafactory next year. Option activity is really starting to ramp up in Tesla stock as well. Take a look at a lot of these trades. They're targeting the September 20th expiration. This one is a 255 call worth 2.5 million. This one's a 280 call worth 500,000. This one's a 280 call worth 250,000. A 220 call worth 447,000, a 220 call worth 650,000. You have a lot of shorter duration calls as well. A July 5th 225 call, July 12th 230 calls, July 5th 225 call. Basically, all of this is calls. I mean, there's really not any puts to even look at here within the last couple of hours. There's one put. I missed it. There's just so many calls. There's one put that is an August 16th 190 put for $100,000. But the overwhelming majority of option activity today in Tesla is calls, is positively positioning for a continued upside move. The interesting flow sentiment shows 81 different trades tracking $41 million with a positive order value of 54%. And as I previously shared with you in other videos, Tesla short sellers are getting absolutely blown out now with about $7 billion worth of losses in less than 2 trading weeks. You have short interest of free flow at 3.83%. The dollar amount currently sold short at $24.55 billion and still about 106 million shares that are sold short. And you can actually see today there's borrowed shares of 2.93 million and return shares of 546,000. That means on net 2.38 million shares today are actually being sold short. So you are getting some firms, some people that want to try to call the top on Tesla and take on a short position. I think that is not the best strategy as of now. Just as a good rule of thumb, it's safe to say you don't want to bet against Elon Musk. Let's move into the economic data that you did get out today. And there was quite a bit of it. So you had the ADP employment change that we were expecting 100,000 jobs. This is the private payroll number. This is not the government payroll number. And you came in at 150,000 jobs. So that was a big beat there, about a 30+% beat. That suggests that this Friday's non-farms report could also be very strong. Now, exports missed by about $4 billion. Imports missed by about $6 billion. We'll take a look at what effect that is having on GDP estimates today. Initial jobless claims came in 3,000 higher than expected at 238,000. We were expecting 235,000. So that is a continued ramp up in initial jobless claims. Continuing jobless claims is really starting to look problematic. If you look at the last year, it has been a steady uptrend now in recent weeks. If you take a look at the last 3 years, definitely starting to see that rise in continuing jobless claims. Not exactly a great sign for what to could be to come in the economy. But what's even more problematic is the ISM data we got today. So ISM services PMI came in at 48.8. We were expecting 53.5. So for the first time in a long time, services are now in contraction. Factory orders month over month came in at negative 0.5%. We were expecting negative 0.2%. Not great there as well. Factory orders excluding transportation came in even worse at negative 0.7%. We were expecting negative 0.3%. ISM services business activity came in at 49.6. You were expecting 61. A massive miss, just a colossal miss there. Business activity is actually in contraction. We were expecting a massive positive number, and any number under 50 is contraction. Any number higher than 50 is expansion. So very troubling what that business activity looks like. ISM services employment came in at 46.1. You were expecting 47, so a little bit worse there for employment. New orders came in at 47.3. You were expecting 54. So that's a pretty bad miss as well. ISM services prices came in at 56.3. You were expecting 57.8. So across the board today, this was some pretty bad data that we got. Now the S&P is up 0.2% off of this. You are at a major resistance level, which will likely be a resistance level around 550. So we really want to see how the markets react around this 550 level heading into especially Friday, when you get a lot more of your hard economic data. On Friday, you will get the non-farm payrolls as well as the unemployment rate. It's also being reported that the last major bear on Wall Street has finally capitulated. Marko Kolanovic, the chief strategist at the world's largest bank, JP Morgan, is leaving after years of being wrong. Just last week, Marko Kolanovic said the stock market will crash 20+% before this year ends. The percent of stocks today trading above their 50-day moving average is at 43.08%. You actually have almost 2% of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average today. So today is a pretty decent day for markets. It's not a ripping bull market across the board, but you are seeing more participation. Google Trends data is starting to show a little bit of a decline for the Cybertruck, now at 74. Same for the Model Y at 26. As well as the Model 3 at 23, the Model S and the Model X at 11 and 9 respectively. But still, this data looks pretty good, and it has looked good for many months now. Tesla continues to advertise about 4,000 different ads with Google. Tesla's global inventory numbers have recently fallen a lot. The Model Y today at about 3,800, the Model 3 ramping up to about 4,600, the Model X at 3,000, and the Model S at about 2,500. 10-year Treasury yields are trading down about 8 basis points today. That is via that bad economic data we had today with ISM services. The Atlanta Fed GDP Now tracker's estimate for Q2 GDP is falling even more now, from 1.7% yesterday to 1.5% today, following the exports and imports data, and to some extent the service data that we got today. Odds of your first Fed rate cut coming July 31st at the end of this month sit at 9.3%. This is actually down from yesterday's probability at 10.3%, which is kind of strange given the data that we got today. And Tesla stock is now up about 6%. It's been very volatile, trading at $245 per share. Again, I do think it's possible we find a little resistance around 250, trade sideways for a period of time, maybe downwards, maybe back to the 230s before Tesla's earnings on July 23rd or before the robo-taxi event on August 8th. But after August 8th, I am firmly bullish and expect Tesla stock will start to get some of that AI love, and we'll start to see a bit of a move higher. Keep in mind, this rally we've seen in Tesla stock has been based on pretty low volumes relative to what we have seen in the past for Tesla. So there's more room for more activity or more fluff or hype or hope, FOMO, if you will, to come into Tesla stock. I really don't think you're seeing that yet. And that means maybe more short-term upside, especially following August 8th. And really, I think you're going to get that AI enthusiasm sprinkled on Tesla, and that's going to mean potentially into the 300s we come. We'll talk about that more in the next video, so stay tuned to the channel, coming out tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this information down below in the comments section. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Keep in mind, markets are closed tomorrow, so if you wake up and nothing's happening, that's why. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy your day, your holiday. I will see you in the next one.